Atlanta just, I don't know. The MLS doesn't think there's money in creating the storyline for a rivalry between Red Bulls and Atlanta. I think they're starting to realize it, and I think it's going to happen. But by the time they really realize that it should be a rivalry, Nashville's going to be in the league. And then they're going to put all their money into making Nashville our rival, which is cool. I'm fine with that because I love Nashville. It's not going to be the rivalry they're going to want it to be. Our two cities aren't going to hate each other. Our two teams aren't going to hate each other. That's just not how it's going to work. The MLS makes money by advertising Atlanta versus Red Bulls. I don't think it's completely unattainable. I mean, our stadium's going to be selling out at our rate? Probably not. Our owner's going to take it as seriously? Probably not. Regardless of how much money. And that's the thing, man. And that's what's so frustrating about it all. Granted, don't get me wrong, Atlanta's making a lot of money off of all of this. They're still going to make all their marketing. But all the TV stuff they get the same amount of TV money probably as the rest of the league. They might get a little bit more since we won the league. That's the only reason why. I'm almost positive. So like you have all of these teams, right? And of course they make money off jersey sales and everything like that. Like Atlanta still makes the most money in the league. I guarantee you that much. But is this our playoff game? Before I go on this rant? Calendar. Conference semifinals against NYCFC. Imagine I lose in the playoffs right now. I kind of want to simulate to the final and see what would happen. See if I actually win the rest of the games here. I mean, no team gets to dictate their own TV deals. That's not how it works in any part of the world. It's still La Liga who determines what channel Barcelona is going to be on. It's still all of these other companies that deal with the TV deals. It just comes down to how leagues divvy up the money.
Attention, Sam Chan.
It is a great fixture with a
I don't even
wonderful
care
history,
about TV
and the
deals.
usual
I don't even
hype has been
think
building
for
all week long.
whatever.
The stadium is
Atlanta
full,
doesn't
and the fans are
need
getting
to
the
get
fever
the
pitch.
money from TV deals. That's fine. But Atlanta deserves to be on national television every week if the MLS wants to grow. That doesn't mean that they don't show other games on national television. That means they need to show every game on national television. That means they need to sign a deal with NBC Sports, with whoever it needs to be, that's going to create, whether it's an MLS channel or it's NBCSN or whatever, but there needs to be, if it's Fox, then it needs to be Fox Sports 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't even care. However it needs to be. Because it literally makes no sense. How are you supposed to build? Now, I will say, I think Atlanta dictates their own TV schedule in terms of international, which if that's the case, they're genius, and they're the only team in the league that's really focusing on it.
He's got the ball.
Yeah, he was exposed there, and he must have thought he was going to get beaten, but the lad just made a real hash of it, didn't he?
And I'm curious what those TV deals look like in terms of how they're negotiated and why literally like nobody else in the league does it.
And two really good ones as well.
Gonzalez Perez. They could pose some danger now. On the move and able to cut out the pass. Throw in now.
Unamas will never be gone. but it doesn't need to only be on that channel. And I mean, I get that they're trying to, like, they have to make money too and whatever, but like, you're still gonna get your Mexican audience. There should be a game on Unimas every week, but that game shouldn't only be on that channel because a lot of people don't have that channel. And I'm cool with the Facebook and Twitter free game of the week or whatever, even if it is on Unimas. You know what I'm saying? But like, the league is so focused on keeping the MLS regionalized, and it makes no sense. There's a reason why soccer brands are the biggest brands in the world, bar the Yankees and the Cowboys.
Show his skills here. He's aimed for the far post here. Good clearance. Going for goal. Corner given.
Regionalizing teams needs to stop.
And it's been coming.
I could give two shits about the fact that Arsenal's in London. Literally could give two shits about the fact that Arsenal's in London. I don't care about where they're from. I love the team. I love the branding. I love the history. And it's just ridiculous. Like, not every team needs to be the city plus FC.
That was a truly fabulous goal.
Well, it was all about the delivery from that.
Imagine if Manchester, like United or City, only showed their games in Manchester instead of all of England. Now, I do know that there are a lot of TV deal bullshit going on in the Premier League right now, too, with Sky Sports, I believe. But I think that's more lower league issues.
Put into the middle.
Like, is anybody going to jump for the ball, please? Do you, like... Which, granted, the MLS Live app has helped a lot. For the people that watch the MLS, it's great. I pay for it. I'm totally fine with paying for it. The fact that it's on ESPN Plus now, it's like whatever. It's a horribly written app in terms of code, but it is what it is.
They've got it back via an interception.
But that's got to be more accessible. It should have never gone to ESPN Plus. There's not enough people that use ESPN Plus to justify it being there.
Well, here comes the support.
Right?
Villalba trying to pick out someone in the centre.
Oh.
It's a miss at a significant time. Will that come back to haunt him? They could have
I don't
been
know.
pulling
It's
ahead.
stupid.
Yeah, you see it so often.
If they don't want to play on national television every week, and I don't think this is the reason why they don't want to play on national television every week for all of their games, but the cable's getting the cable is being cut regardless anyways.
Defended well.
Like, cable doesn't matter anymore, or it's getting to that point.
Powell.
But at the same time,
Martinez.
if you want to get more people involved, there's still a lot of people that watch TV.
Striding forward purposefully. Only partially away from
And the fact that
danger.
ESPN Plus is the only way that people are going to do it.
Costa.
Also, how the hell does the MLS still not have
That did look
licensing
like
to the website
trying to
MLS?
make sure they make the most of this first.
And then you wonder why Atlanta's probably a little mad about where all their money's going.
Well, this rain is unrelenting, and I just wonder whether we're going to finish the match as we start the second half. So now a goal kick to come.
Ridiculous.
I think that's a good performance, isn't it, Alan, from him in the first half?
Yeah, it's a good first 45 minutes from the lad. Got the ball rolling.
Do I
with
think
that
the MLS
goal.
is going to
He's
grow a
been
lot in the
central
next
to most of
decade?
the good things
Yeah.
his team has done.
Do I think at one point we could be somewhat of a decent league in the world? Kinda.
Well, he's thrown possession away.
You know. We might get to like Scottish Premier League level
It goes out wide again.
in terms of respect in the
Villalba.
world.
Martinez got the tackle in.
But I don't even know if that's
What
the
a good
case.
piece of defensive clearance. that
Because at
was.
least in Scotland, you know who the two best teams are. Granted, I guess that could end up happening with Atlanta. You never
It's an
know.
interplay
Maybe we
between the
can
two.
stay at the top that long, even though we keep switching over, you know, salary caps and stuff.
Medina.
And in the MLS, anybody could win, which is like, it's a cool idea, I guess. Nah, I don't really care.
It's gone out for a throw-in.
If I'm European, if I live in Asia, if I live in India or
Chance to get the ball in the
Africa
box.
or whatever,
Trying to clip it into the
I
middle.
just want to know who the fuck the best team
Getting in the
is.
way.
Because the best
Turnover
team
in
is going to
play
be my
here with
favorite
that
team.
interception.
And then whenever you tell me,
Short passes, but they're keeping the ball.
like imagine last season,
Referee has blown.
people are starting to get in the league a little bit. Atlanta's starting to blow up. People look into the MLS a little bit. They're like, who's the most successful team in MLS
Put in
history?
with a bit of curl on it.
And they're like, LA Galaxy and DC
Trying to get
United.
behind the defenders
And then
to
you
get
look
a
at the
good
table
cross.
and you're like, what the hell?
They're looking to make the
Why are
change
they
now
so
as quickly
trash
as
now,
possible,
then?
the home team.
Speaking of last season.
Breaking infield. And now the shot. In with a chance. And they celebrate an equaliser.
Like, I'm not
here.
going to be a DC or a
Small fry
LA
they might
Galaxy
be,
fan. They're
but
trash
they've had
now.
a big moment here and they're level.
Yeah, they've got great spirit within this team. They would not lie down. And
Or maybe
who
a couple
knows
of them
now?
do become DC fans
So away we go.
and LA
1-1.
fans.
Saw the pass coming and got there first.
But there's something to be said about having
Ball a bit better than
a
this
lot
if
of
they're gonna make
European
progress
fans like
in it
every
straight
team in the
away.
league.
Substitution now for the home team.
It's like it can be a good thing, but in terms of growth of the league, getting eyes on the league, building a brand
Quick
for the
check
league
on
and the
clock,
teams
and 20
involved,
minutes to go.
it's more beneficial to just have a really big,
Big
like,
chance here.
3
They've got the
teams.
ball into a good area. Has to score. Martinez. Delightful touch.
'Cause I
to score the
guarantee you,
goal.
people come to watch the Premier League because everybody's a Man U fan, because everybody's a Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham fan. And then they end up falling in love with Leicester
Good
City or
performance from a
Bournemouth for
very
some
good team,
fucking
a
reason.
team that we expected to
And
be
then they
better
just
than
end
the
up
opposition.
liking
That's the way
that
it's
team.
panning
They
out
watch
so
the
far.
team. They stick with the
you'd
league
expect
because
them
they
to ease
realize
away from the
who the
opposition
hell
in this
wants to
match.
like Man
Can't
United.
see any shops
You
in
know?
it. I can't really.
Off we go again.
It's
2-1.
fully beneficial for Atlanta to become a super team for the
Emiliano
MLS.
Morales.
Brings a shit ton of people to the MLS that are going to hate the living hell out of Atlanta. And they're going to decide to go like a rival. They're going to go decide to like Red Bulls or Orlando or Toronto or these other teams because their fan bases are more aligned with what they enjoy, with the type of person that they enjoy. But their eyes are not coming to a league where
Sharp movement.
you can't really tell who the best is every season. Where a brand really can't be built around a player because
Martinez. Brilliant
all the players
defending.
want to leave.
It saved a certain goal.
He was almost.
MLS has to
really
see the
right
money
to
being
celebrate
made
that.
because of Atlanta locally and internationally, not ignoring other clubs. And I'm sure they want that success to continue, but this cap and DP limit doesn't help because
In goes the corner.
now people are coming to the MLS. They're like, oh shit, they got Pity, and I heard they got that Joseph Martinez guy who scored 50 goals in 54 games, and they got that guy that Arsenal wanted and Newcastle wanted and all these other teams wanted, and then they got this Ezekiel Barco kid who was supposed to go to Atletico Madrid. Imagine being an Atletico Madrid fan, you hear the Barco name, and then he goes to Atlanta, and you're like, what the hell? So you start watching them,
Well, the noise in
and
here.
then you hear these four players are playing together, and you're like, oh my god, that's amazing. I want to tune in. They look into Atlanta United, and the first article they see is who's Atlanta gonna have to sell so that Pity can play for the club.
They need to keep some sort of poise about their play.
What?
They're going to keep the shape. I mean, it's not time to throw the centre half and the goalkeeper forward yet, but we're approaching that moment.
Just 1 minute left on the clock. And the added time will amount to 3 minutes at least. Villalba.
Whoop, whoop.
Acosta. And here's the shot. Oh, charged down.
Like, imagine seeing the biggest super teams in the world being built in Europe, right? You hear all these names. They're creating this nasty team. You hear all these names that you've always heard about, and everybody always says they're amazing and they're going to play together. But the beauty of international club world soccer is that they're not going to be the best in the world. Even though they build this team, there's still going to be competition. So let's see how this team does. The thing is, it's even more confusing for an outside footy fan because they're not going to read that article long enough to figure out that there even is a DP. They're just going to read the headline that says Atlanta has to sell somebody for pity to play. So they're like, oh, there's still no money in this league. You know what I mean? There's still no money in this league. They're still not getting anywhere in the world. They're still going to be trash. They still want to sign old players. They don't have any money in this league. Whatever. It's just America trying to fit in. They don't even get to the DP part. I guarantee you, 90% of European fans, if like the ones that stumble across the MLS, they don't stay long enough to figure out what the hell a DP is. They probably never even heard the word. But imagine, you hear this super team being built in Europe. Let's say Real Madrid, Barcelona, whoever. Imagine the team that was being built at Real Madrid. Yeah, we'll go with Real Madrid. Imagine they built this team, they win the league, and then they're going to sign somebody really, really big. We're just going over Real Madrid because it's the most realistic that they're going to do this. You're like, oh, God, they're buying this player too? And the first article you read is Real Madrid has to sell the farm to bring in a new player. That's exciting, but they also just won the league. And now they have to sell one of their best players for inevitably less money than they deserve. What? Just don't get it. I don't get it. I never will. I'll never understand it. The MLS they tried way too hard to make the MLS America. Why can't America become a little bit more like the rest of the world? Why do we have to take something from the rest of the world that's been in play for how long and try to make it our own thing? I understand putting a little bit of flair on it. But like, come on, man. Really? It's okay to just copy something else. It's like Fortnite. Just copy Fortnite, damn it. Copy their store. Copy their crossplay system. Copy their cartoony ass little skins. Make a dinosaur. Steal dance moves like Fortnite does. Come out with material every day. You don't have to do this, well, we're going to release stuff, but just kind of sprinkle on a little bit of our own thing. No. Just come out with new stuff every day. Make it decently affordable, but still kind of expensive. Make your game free to play. Make it free to pay, you know? Copy good things.
It's a game
It's
really
not
we don't have
bad.
to sell for you. It's got such a fascinating history. You know the interest. We could have sold the stadium out, what, 5-6 times.
Why does the
over,
US
I
always have
reckon,
to
because
be
of the history
exclusive
of
with
the
everything?
rivalry.
Exactly,
Hopefully it
Tokyo.
lives up to the
We
billing.
always have to do things our way. We're a melting pot. We have a lot of people from a lot of places. We take culture and mesh them together. Why we have to take culture and still put a Western flair on it for some reason? Fuck if I know. Copy China. Require every team to play with an X amount of Americans. Make every team start 5 Americans in their starting 18. Or make them start 9 players out of their starting 18. You could do anything. But DPs is not the answer. America's so hell-bent on this everybody has to be equal thing in terms of clubs, but we can't even do that for human beings. So how the hell are we going to do that for clubs and teams and sports? Shit, that goal was nasty. Dear Lord. You know what I'm saying? Like, what?
Goal in the context of the 2 legs, and they are in the second leg now ahead on aggregate.
I think deservedly so as well.
Like, apply that salary cap idea. And I don't even like using this terminology because this just makes me sound like a communist. But
patience is the name of the game at the moment.
You know,
Real hint of promise.
do it in a way that allows everybody the same ability to succeed. Use that for human beings. Don't use that. Oh my god, dude. Why am I even playing this? I don't want to play another season of this. I don't care if I didn't win the US Open Cup. I'm not doing it. My team is so unnecessarily OP that it's just not even worth it. I'm more likely to sell all of my new players and buy the original roster again just for more entertainment in this league.
4-1 on aggregate.
But let sports just make money. And incentivize it with financial fair play. You can only spend the money you make. Are the bigger sports city markets going to make more money? Yeah, they are. You know what that's going to mean? That's going to mean cities like Minnesota, cities like Columbus or Cincinnati are going to have to make their city more attractive to make more people want to live there, to make it a better sports city and just a better city in general, because it'll make more fans. It'll let people come to games more and buy jerseys and be proud of that city, even if they don't live there. So then clubs, if they're not making that much money, can use whatever money they want to from the owner and put it into the city. And then you have private funding into cities. I'm telling you, dude, sports could actually fix the world. Imagine trying to think of a really shitty city to live in right now that has an MLS team specifically.
Here's a chance to go down the outside of the opposition.
We kind of pride ourselves on not having teams in really shitty places, but
well away from goal.
Like Columbus is dope. You know, it's not the most notable place in the world, but it's pretty dope.
Wonderful reflexes to make the save from close range. Got the ball and they're going.
It's a really shitty city. Because as much as I want to bag on Orlando right now, I'm not going to, because at least, you know, it's still decent.
Spotted that well and intercepted. Good work, really, to read the intention of the pass.
Let's even say DC United. Although DC has done a decent job as of now in putting money into the city and putting it into stadiums and doing this, that, and the other to recreate their original fan base and even grow on it. You know what I'm saying? That message is way too long. I'll read it after the game, or at least at halftime. Probably after the game, just because I'm recording a video as well. DC has done a really good job in putting money into the city to make it more attractive to play there. They got a new stadium. They have history. They have a decent lineup with South American players, and I guarantee you all of that came into play with getting Rooney, who sold a shit ton of jerseys and is making DC a lot of money.
They can spread the play now.
Now imagine, because there's a reason why Zlatan wants to stay in LA, and it's not because of Galaxy. It's because he wants to live in LA. Make your city more attractive to live in. The weather's not that great in Atlanta, but Atlanta's booming, so people want to live in Atlanta. People want to be a part of the movement in Atlanta. So that makes players want to live in Atlanta.
Well, you run the risk when you go to ground like that with a slide tackle of getting into serious trouble.
Well, he saw the ball and he thought he could win it.
It only helps the league grow,
motion, doesn't it? But he was just a fraction off there.
Are there still going to be grimy-ass owners that put no money into the team and just pocket most of the money anyways for themselves? Of course there is. That's how shitty people work. The Rapids are never going to be super successful because Stan Kroenke's their owner. And whatever little bit of money he actually likes to spend on sports, he's going to put into Arsenal. Or LA. He's not putting his money into Colorado. I still don't understand why the hell he thought that was a good market to get into for him. Like, I think he always had the plan of bringing the Rams back to LA to make more money.
It's a good cross.
It's not in this career mode because this career mode started before the update came out that had fire.
Performance, isn't it, Alan, from him in the first half?
That was a good first 45 minutes. Some of the runs he made were really
horrible
impressive.
cross.
And the goal led
MLS financial and DP limits on teams not only shrinks our talent pool, but hurts our image internationally. I'm a fan of Bundesliga foreigner rules, but if China only 4 foreign players, only start 3, can start is all it takes to get more expensive talent and improve U.S. men's national team pool. I'll take it. Exactly. Of course, everybody would like the idea of the Bundesliga system, and I still don't understand why more leagues don't mirror it whenever Germany's literally winning everything and creating the best talent in the world.
Put into the middle.
You know, the world may never know.
Villalba. Now Powell.
I should say the best European talent in the world. South America is still South America.
Out for a throw. Now they do need an injection of fresh enthusiasm from the bench.
And don't get me wrong. I think the money spent by the MLS this year alone, mainly this year, but obviously they've been doing it for a while. MLS Works has done an amazing job. Because that really is the first step in making the U.S. men's national team pool and the MLS and everything like that better in the long run is focusing on youth development, since the U.S. men's national team doesn't want to do shit about it. And by that I mean the U.S. Soccer Federation. Since they don't want to get involved, the MLS may as well.
Goalkeeper not really in trouble. Easy save.
That's what I mean. Let the teams do it. Let the MLS assist with it a little bit for the cities that, you know, the teams don't make enough money as is, and focus on that. But you let the teams create their youth academies, create these youth programs alongside MLS Works, and parents start moving to cities where their teenager is going to do really well playing at a young age.
Medina.
Imagine how many kids didn't take the risk, like Dempsey did, to drive and go super far away from where he lived in Texas to go to a soccer camp to start playing competitively. Imagine how many players could have been Clint Dempsey. How many players we could have had like Clint Dempsey or better if we had more accessible facilities and youth academies and training and all of these things. And again, the MLS is doing a good job in that sense in getting it better without assistance from the U.S. Soccer Federation, which I'm sure gives them a little bit of money, but still, for the money that the U.S. Soccer Federation makes, you can tell there's not that much money put into it. Yeah.
And we have 9 remaining minutes.
Got him.
Won it back with an interception. Wallace.
Do 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 do.
Brilliant defending.
The MLS will figure that out one day, maybe.
He was almost wheeling away to celebrate there.
Well, that's gone behind.
The worst part about it
Corner played in.
is that for the MLS to really grow, it might require owners and board members that are part of Atlanta and teams like Atlanta to stop being board members of Atlanta and being board members of the MLS, which obviously takes away from Atlanta United itself. But
2 added minutes. That's been signaled now. Gonzalez Perez. Villalba trying to get the ball in behind.
come on. Get off of me.
There was a chance really of getting into a scoring position then, but and we've got the final whistle now.
GG. For those of you watching on YouTube, I think this is the end of another video, another rant that I decided to go on. I should have saved all these rants for Sunday, but since, you know, they bruise really well in my head, these are going to be on these videos instead of the pre-recorded videos that go up on YouTube as well. So, you know, sometimes you just need a little creativity sparked from a stream to go on a rant. Hope you guys like all of my points. If you disagree with me on anything, 1, you're probably wrong, but 2, leave a comment down below and let me know why I'm wrong. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next episode, which I think we're just going to go ahead and record now.